Priestess Transmission. Conversations beyond the noise. Where truth rises and the soul remembers. You are here. Take a breath and arrive. This is the Priestess Transmission with Lilly. A sacred space beyond the noise. Where ancient wisdom, soul truth, and the divine feminine rise. Here, we remember who we truly are. Here, your heart, your voice, and your soul are honored. Step into the conversation and let your inner priestess awaken.
Welcome, beloved soul. Let's take a long breath with me together. In through your heart and out through your nose. Let everything heavy just fall away now. You've arrived, not in your mind, but in your body, in that still space beneath thought. There is where something begins to speak, the ancient knowing part of you that's waited centuries to meet you again and again. And before we name her, feel her, that pulse under our skin, a whisper that never stops calling. I know you felt it. So have I. The quiet insistence that something is waiting, not somewhere else, but within you. It doesn't shout, it doesn't stir, it hums in the most ordinary moments. Washing the dishes, driving home, watching the horizon. Maybe you've tried to dismiss it, told yourself you're imagining things, you're too sensitive, too different, but still, there it is. That ache for authenticity. The sense that your life is about remembering. That is the call of the priestess. It is not a career. It is not an identity or a title. It is a remembrance. The moment your soul rises to the surface of your life and says, live from me now. You know, awakening really enters through comfort. It enters through our unraveling. When roles stop fitting, when conversations start to echo and feel really hollow, when you start to look at the world and think, is anyone seeing what I'm seeing? When the old world starts to feel so itchy and scratchy around the edges. Have you been there? Oh, I've been there a number of times. And you may think that you're breaking apart. You may think that you are having a breakdown. But what if you're breaking open? The unraveling is not a punishment. It's an initiation. It is a clearing of everything in you that was never meant truly for you. Every mask you've worn to belong instead of allowing yourself to be, every label you've claimed. What happens if you're not meant to be? The priestess cannot be performed. She is embodied. An embodiment asks for deep faith. It asks you to trust when everything familiar starts to dissolve. I know. In the night, for me, the veil became very thin. I felt her, the presence that is both you, but then it's more than you. It's a she. My inner priestess was waiting. She was still listening and was ready to rise within me. I did not choose this path through intellect. my soul started to remember it. And each generation of women that have been hidden, buried, and disbelieved, their voices move through our bloodlines like ancient drums. When one woman remembers, the lineage trembles awake. And I have lived this remembering through my own descent, through the shadow, through the surrender, through the fear of not being seen, through the whisper that I could no longer keep small and keep squashing. There were days I doubted, nights that I wept, cradle position on the bathroom floor, and mornings where I felt the Great Mother was breathing through me, and she was saying, "Child, you are not broken. You are becoming whole again." And remembering is not learning new things. It is not a study course we take where we, get a certificate at the end. It's about allowing what always was to rise to the surface. And let me tell you how the remembering met me. It began beneath ordinary water, the shower, when symbols of golden light appeared before my eyes. Threads of living code started to shimmer between the wall, my breath, and the water. At first, I thought I was going a bit cray-cray, but it felt like something outside of me, God consciousness, was moving and was activating every part of my body and every part of my veins. And within that, I birthed the Temple of She, which Spirit kept telling me it was a book of light. It wasn't written through intellect, it was written through embodiment. And during this time, when the world was raging around me, when division grew, pandemics, politics, the noise, another initiation came. I watched illusion burn away, what I believed was safe, what I called to be true. I learned that the feminine fire does not destroy for cruelty's sake. It burns falsehoods so truth can breathe again. For me, it was the witch wound. The ancient fear of visibility rose in my body like heat. And my spirit guides whispered this really profound thing. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. But with wisdom comes responsibility. But you are not responsible. You are only responsible for your own choices. And from that moment, when I heard those words, the old spell of fear lost its hold. The earth within me shifted, and I became uprooted and light rooted in my light. The temple of remembering. The path keeps circling us home to the ancestors, to Mother Earth's heartbeat, to our body as an altar, to ourselves as a sacred temple. When we build sacred space, even a small corner with a single flame, we remember that the world that lives through spirit lives in matter. Every candle lit says, I trust the unseen. Every breath taken consciously says, I participate in creation. We remember for those who were silent. We speak so the daughters to come may start to sing. The earth herself remembers through us, the breath inside our lungs. The altar is not furniture, not a space we go to. It's a space we remember, and it's inside us. It is you. Your life, this life, should be a ceremony. And I want to say this. We have to descend in order to rise. There is no awakening is one way. It's all steam ahead. There is a descent. There is always a descent, people. There is always a descent to shadow, anger, grief, silence, fire, fury, pain. Oh, baby. The dark goddess has asked that we meet them as teachers. The dark goddess is something not to be feared. She is someone to be absolutely embraced. And in my own descent, I met fear as flame. Whew. She was fiery, baby, and discovered that fire can only be illuminated as gently as it scorches. I learned that my body is not an obstacle, but an oracle. It's pain, the hum of transformation. The pain was for me asking to change, asking to let go, asking to release, asking to be seen, asking to be cleared. And then came the rise, the phoenix, the remembered woman, standing amidst the ashes, whispering to me, I am born of light, because I am light. And many of us healers, light workers, mediums, talk about right now embodied, the embodiment of wisdom. Embodiment is not a theory. It is a breath. It is truth. It is tenderness in motion. It is becoming conscious when cooking, and we start to cook with gratitude. We start to rest when our body needs rest without any fucking guilt, people. It's about walking the earth as if you are recognizes your feet, that Mother Earth recognizes that this is your footprint, where service becomes joy, devotion becomes daily, and every act, every part of our being becomes an altar. Every word is a spell of creation. When we realize that we are our own algorithm, our energy will start to change. We have become consumers in everything, but we are no longer creators. And to create our own destiny, to create our own world, to create what we want to see in the world, we have to move to creation. When we learn this, humanity will change. So, if this priestess transition is calling you, beloved listener, the call of the priestess has reached your doorway. She's not asking for perfection. She's asking for permission and willingness. Can you trust that everything crumbling in your life is the sacred architecture for making space for truth? Can you honor the soft voice saying, it is time, sister, it is time? Can you let yourself be seen by your own soul first? You do not walk alone. Hecate, goddess Hecate holds the keys. Isis tends to your healing fire, and Sophia pours wisdom through your dreams. The Divine Mother breathes through every exhale. Step forward as one of them, but in your own skin. And I invite you to have this faith in action. Place a hand over your heart now and whisper with me. I remember who I am. I call every part that was lost, silenced, and forgotten. I honour my body as a temple and my voice as flame. Through remembering and love, I rise. I rise. I rise. You may not have all the answers. You don't need to. The door is already opened. Awakening is not a finish line. It is a rhythm of a living as a prayer. So breathe, priestess. Walk gently. The earth knows your name. And next time we'll step deeper into the art of remembering through daily lives, into the way we weave the consciousness through every word and every choice and every being. Until then, stay illuminated, stay rooted, and let the world feel what it's like when divinity walks in human form.
Thank you for listening to the Priestess Transmission. If you feel called to work with Lilly, visit priestesslilly.com to explore sacred healing, guidance, and soul activations. Until next time, step into your power, remember your truth, and let your inner priestess rise.